Welcome to another week's edition of the Good Old Gamers podcast. I'm Lyle McClendon. Well, he needs no introduction.
Yeah, go fuck yourself anyways.
Yeah. I was trying to get around him belittling you at the beginning of this, but I don't think it's going to work.
No, it won't work.
We'll start tonight on a down note, like usual.
Yeah, as usual. It can only go up from here, folks.
Yeah, it's all good. Welcome to episode 22. It's August 22nd.
Ooh, that
2015.
must be a conspiracy. Episode 22 and August 22.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Shit, I didn't think about that.
Yeah. Government.
I'm just like looking around waiting for something to fucking happen.
Obama's
now.
on a bus in here. Gotcha! You fell for the trap.
He's gonna take our guns and shoot us with his laser beam eyes and shit. Mecha Obama.
Yeah.
We're gonna kick it off as always, like we do, with a little bit of news info for you. Get it out of the way.
Yep, I ain't got much.
Me either. I did see where Microsoft said that regular Xbox games will be backwards compatible, more than likely at some point.
Cool.
For Xbox One as well.
Backwards compatible in that they're going to release them in the store to download, or you can pop your Xbox games in.
I think you'll be able to pop the game in itself.
That'd be pretty sweet.
I think so. I've seen that, and the patent for Nintendo NX.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Well, they think it might be.
It's a Nintendo console.
Yeah, Nintendo console, but has no optical drive.
Yeah.
They're doing away with that shit.
I didn't see anywhere on there that suggests a cartridge or card drive either, though. So I'm not sure. It might just be a solid box, kind of like the Ouya, but does it suck? Maybe.
Well, me and you were talking earlier. Maybe this is like their. Nintendo always puts out like the slim version,
the castrated version.
Yeah, the top loader or the second. It's like even the Wii.
Yeah.
Had the one out, the little red one you can buy that doesn't have any internet capability, no GameCube ports. So maybe it'll be a Wii U that you can only like digitally download shit on.
Could be. More and more shit's getting released through digital download anyway.
Yeah. I don't know.
Now that I think about it, they have a pretty big library of old school games like VMware, I think that's what they called it. It might be they call it like a VMware box. Like made just for that. It's pretty cheap.
Well, you talking about like the virtual consoles?
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool.
And it did have a screen on the controller like the Wii U, so it's gonna have that much anyways.
There's no telling with Nintendo.
Yeah.
They're a wild card usually.
Yeah, they're fine with not making money.
Yeah.
Like that's Sony's thing. They can make money. We're just here to make some video games.
They're like, one day Sony will commit seppuku. In time. What you got for us this week?
Since we just talked about the Wii and stuff, I'll bring this one up. I saw a Pokken tournament, which is a Pokemon.
That was my next one I had.
Pokemon plus Tekken arcade. It's like Pokemon plus Tekken in the game. Like it's a fighter where you play as Pokemon in like a 3D fighting arena. It's coming to the Wii U in spring 16, so it was only on select arcades in Japan before this, so this is actually another reason to buy a Wii U finally.
Wii U, man, like over the past like year and a half, they've really ramped up.
Yeah, they're finally getting something besides fucking party games and bullshit.
Yeah. I seen where Gearbox is the rightful owners of Duke Nukem now.
Oh, really?
And they finally won that lawsuit.
I don't know what to feel about that.
Yeah, they are. They own the rights to Duke Nukem.
Maybe we'll see a good one.
Yeah, it wouldn't be that hard to make a good one, I don't think.
Just make it 3D with new graphics. I'll be happy with that.
Yeah. That would be cool. What else you got? That was the end of my list.
Yeah, I got one more thing. It's been a slow week. I saw some fan made a free game called Hotline Miami. It is a combination of Hotline Miami and Half-Life 2. Like, it plays just like Hotline Miami, but you play through the Half-Life 2 storyline. Like, they recreated the levels in that top-down 2D view, and you go through with, like, the gravity gun and shit. It looks awesome.
That sounds bad as fuck.
Yeah, it's I've actually got to download it. I haven't got a chance to play it yet, but it looks really cool.
That sounds cool as shit.
If you like either of them games, check it out.
That's awesome. What do you want to do next?
Whichever.
We don't really have a major order. We go ahead and knock out Arcade Arcana.
Do it. Do it to it.
I'm going to do my arcade segment now. Each week I try to find a game that I think you'll appreciate. And
I appreciate this one.
I pretty much, yeah, you do. I've seen you turn this knob.
I've never.
Wow, I had to. That sounded bad, didn't it?
That sounded pretty delicious, actually. I've never not turned down turning a knob, so.
That's a good point. But Arcade Arcana tonight is Tempest by Atari. Tempest, if you recall, if you actually listened to any of the other episodes, was actually Vault's Game of the Week.
Yeah.
Shit, like a month ago,
Something
2
like
months
that.
ago.
When we were live there last time.
Me and Brandon actually... Now, I've played Tempest before, but it's always been on, like, emulator, MAME, or... I've played the Jaguar version, Tempest 2000, which is actually pretty good.
Oh, wow.
But never played the actual arcade unit. Me and Brandon, you might recall, we've talked about this before as well, like we played one of the Tempest arcades at the Southern Fried Game Room Expo.
It was excellent.
It is badass. You control the game with a spinner knob and a fire button. You use a spinner dial instead of joystick. And they call it it's called like a tube shooter because it's top down. You shoot from the perspective is top down like a wireframe tube. It's really hard to fucking explain this game, but
yeah, it is.
You shoot downward and you use the spinner dial to rotate 360s. In a 360 movement, you can go clockwise or counterclockwise.
Yeah, the best way I know to explain it is if you imagine that you dug a hole and you're standing over it looking down, then your little ship is circling the hole that you're looking down, shooting down in the hole.
Yeah, it's like the environment is fixed and from a 3-dimensional point of view.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're sitting, like just like Brandon said, you're sitting on top of a hole shooting down into it, essentially. It gets really, really difficult.
Yeah.
Later on, these little enemies come up and they make these things called spikes, which essentially is just a blue line at the bottom, and you have to dodge these things on the way down because you beat all the enemies, you journey down the tube to the next phase. Yeah.
And not only that, those spikes give them a quick way to advance up the hole.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to take out the enemies before they get too far with that, or they'll just come up there and you die.
There's I don't remember how many enemies. There's several different kinds though. There's these little X things.
Those were cool.
It's like a small X and it climbs its way up to the top.
Yeah.
And climbs around the edge where you're at, and then when it gets to that edge, there's no fucking way you can kill it unless you just run your ship into it.
Yeah, the way it climbed up reminded me of like I don't know, the best way I could describe it would be like having a gigantic screw and like seeing a spider climb up the threads of a screw. It's kind of flopping back and forth. It was really cool looking, especially that wireframe.
The whole graphic wise, everything is like pretty much comprised of like geometrical shapes.
Yeah,
it's very basic.
Yeah,
like kind of like Star Wars Arcade. If you've ever played the Atari Star Wars Arcade, it's the same premise. The wireframe, like Asteroids, is the same premise as well. Kind of like the vector screen and all that shit.
I love that wireframe though. Like it doesn't age; it still looks good.
Yeah, it's super bright and super
crisp.
Yeah. I would love to own a Tempest. The Tempest machine we played too. It's small.
Yeah, I don't know if they're all like that. I would actually like to have a better looking cabinet than that one. That one looked like he saw in the corner of a bar or something.
Yeah, like
it's just covered in smoke and vomit.
You can smell fucking Loretta's perfume on it. Like, smells like a cheap night at the Windy Thrills Hotel.
Cosby knows all about that.
Yeah, he's just like, what's this rag smell like? Yep, and down she goes. Oh, poor lady.
He's got more KOs than Mike Tyson.
Mm-hmm. Like the only letter. You know what, I don't know why I said letter. You know what the only enemy that Mike Tyson's never defeated is, don't you?
Letter S.
Yeah.
And...
Poor fucking attempt at humor.
And shitty tattoos.
Yeah. Ugh. But anyways, yeah. Tempest for Arcade Arcana. Check it out.
You know,
there's several ports of it.
I was just thinking, if you're emulating this, getting one of those mouses with a trackball might be the best way to get the arcade experience.
There's monsterarcades.com.
Do they have a Tempest style?
Yes, they do.
Sweet.
They're like $80.
Oh, fuck that. You can get a cheap ass trackball very easily.
Yeah, you can get a trackball like 20. But I don't know. Don't you think that'd be hard with a trackball? Not having to roll it instead of
you could do it with your thumb.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
it'd still be easier than using a joystick. We can play it on my main cabinet, but it's a pain in the dick to use the joystick. Not accurate at all. But
if you got a free spinning mouse wheel like the one mouse I have, I can disengage the lock on the wheel and spin it by hand. I guess you could use that as clockwise or counterclockwise too. That's another idea.
Yeah, you'd actually be able to play it pretty well, probably using a
you just have to get over that I guess you call it horizontal analog. Like instead of having a wheel that scrolls the same way as your character, you got to use to something going perpendicular to your hole. But it would work. I don't see why it wouldn't.
Y'all should check it out. It's definitely worth it. It's a good game.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what all they ported it for. I know the Atari 2600 and 5200 consoles never got it. They canceled it. There's prototypes that exist. It's on like Atari's Greatest Hits collection. Tempest 2000's out for Jaguar, Saturn, and MS-DOS. Dang, I'm sorry, dude. I'm brain dead.
I just started hearing some weird noise. I think
That's
it's on the TV.
I don't know. It sounded like air cut on or something. Kind of
like that. Oh well.
It might have been the interstate. The interstate's not far from us.
Yeah.
You can hear like trucks very well. Sorry for that. We'll just trim that dead silence out or some shit. Or just leave it in, because...
Fuck it.
It don't matter.
This episode's brought to you by Miller High Life. Champagne or beer.
Indeed. Our next segment we have up to new listeners is a little segment that Brandon likes to work his blood pressure up over pretty early on.
Yeah.
And it's something that we use the term rustle your jimmies around here, so it's something that rustles Brandon's jimmies, and it's a delightful little segment that we like to call
Rage Rant.
Yay!
This one rustles the shit out of my jimmies.
I'm sure you don't ever come to the table with nothing that doesn't just like piss you the fuck off beyond belief.
But see, this one's unique. This is the one that I think a lot of people like, but maybe when they get done hearing about the shit involved in this, maybe it'll wrestle their jimmies too.
Give me one of your beers until I can get one. Thank you. I got the same kind in the fridge.
Tonight's Rage Rant is about 4K resolution gaming.
Fuck yes. I'm glad you're touching on this. And it's really odd because I actually had a conversation with somebody the other day that's all like, they're the elitist technology. You're a technologist person, and they're just pretty much like, well, I can watch the sweat drip off of his ass in 4K, you know, and I'm like, well, have fucking at it, buddy. Go spend $10,000 on a fucking TV.
Yeah, and here's the thing about 4K. It's absolutely fucking useless for home use. Unless you have like an 80-inch television and you're sitting 2 feet away from it, it's not going to help you see any better. Like, there's limitations on the human eye. You can't see this much detail. It's just a fucking marketing scheme is all it is. Like, the only uses for it is, like, theater use. Like, inside of a theater on, like, a huge screen, it would increase the pixel density, make it look better.
Yeah.
But at the same time, The Hobbit was in 4K, and a lot of people didn't like the way it looked. Like, it was too detailed for them. A lot of people don't know that movie film is actually really shitty because it washes out a lot of the imperfections. It's only in, like, recorded at 24 frames per second, which is absurdly low compared to like gaming standards of 60 to 90.
Yeah.
Yeah, they wash it out with all kinds of filters, especially in the 4K. They actually got 4K filters to wash out skin imperfections and stuff. Like, so it's not making hardly any difference because they wash it out. It's extremely fucking taxing on hardware. If you want to build a PC now that's ready for 4K gaming, you're going to pay through the fucking nose, and it's barely going to be able to do it. And you know what advantage you're going to get from it? Jack fucking shit. You know, unless you got an 80-inch monitor and you're sitting right in front of it on your desk.
Getting fucking sunburned.
Yeah. Just getting fucking brain cancer all the time. It's not going to help you.
All the time.
Yeah, all the time. All the fucking brain cancer all the time.
All brain cancer all the time. Allbraincancer.com.
It's pushing the focus and resources of gaming in the wrong fucking direction. We needed more games that are fun to play. Not games that are like, oh, this is so good graphics, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, it's fucking pretty to look at, but is it going to make me throw 50 to 60 hours of my life toward it? You know?
Yeah.
Like, and be worth it?
And that's another thing, is these games aren't going to look any better because the textures are still going to be the same old textures. Because to get the textures to look right on 4K, it's going to take roughly 4 times the amount of memory on your video card for textures. It's going to take 4 times the install space. You know, some of these games are like 30 gigs plus already. Imagine you having a 120 gig game. Fuck no, that's not gonna happen.
No.
8K is on the way too. They're already working on 8K. It's fucking useless. Why?
Well, how much fucking better can you get?
Seriously, I mean, if you have your own home IMAX...
I have a fucking LED TV, and I'm completely fine with it.
Yeah, I got an LED monitor, and my LCD Sony... fucking awesome still. 1080p is like all we fucking need. Another point, this is kind of branches a little further from gaming, but Netflix is already using like over 30% of the internet bandwidth just by itself. Like, so many people are using Netflix. That's on 1080p. Netflix is starting to move over to the 4K bullshit. Imagine what it's going to be when everyone's watching this shit in 4K. That's 4 times the amount of bandwidth that's going to be needed. That's fucking
We're gonna
insane.
run out of internet.
Yeah, rather go to California.
Yeah.
We're gonna. I heard they got.
I hear there's internet there. Out there in California, they have the internet, I hear.
Fuck, this is make me a fun fucking game. Don't feed me this bullshit.
That's why y'all need to buy that retro VGS.
It ain't gonna be in 4K. It ain't even gonna be in 1080.
They don't even have fucking internet connectivity, like, booyah.
And it's gonna be fucking fun. It's gonna be a video game system. How about that?
Yeah, man, that's one thing I don't understand is, I understand they're entertainment consoles now, but it's at its core, man, it's still a fucking video game, like...
They're becoming shitty PCs is what it is. Like, they're including all these extra features, which is bogging down the console and what it can do gaming-wise even more, so it's really becoming a shitty PC. There's almost no reason besides exclusive titles not to get a PC now.
Yeah.
And even in that department, PC has way more exclusive titles than either of them. Put all the consoles out put together. There's just a few specific ones. Like, I'd love to play Bloodborne on a PC, but I can't. I have to have a PS4 for it. But that's not going to make me buy a PS4. But, man, this 4K resolution, it's just going to, like, clog up the internet. It's going to log jam the internet so much. Like, all of humanity is just going to fucking waste away on their couch waiting for Orange is the New Black to load.
Oh, God. They sat there and wait on that shit. They deserve to die. Sorry.
So yeah, fuck 4K gaming. You know, I'm gonna have to upgrade to 4K eventually as far as my displays go, because that's where everything is going. But I'm not gonna upgrade to a 4K ready PC in a long fucking time, and I hope very few developers spend much time and resources on it. It's not fucking worth it. It's a marketing scheme.
It's just that next big thing is jack all the money out of your wallet, man.
Like last, you know, a few years ago it was 3D, and you know I don't like 3D, but it actually had a practical application that was useful. 4K is useless. What's the fucking point of 4K unless you got a fucking IMAX built into your living room?
Some of those TVs, man, like the 4K TVs I was looking at, Sony's got one out that's like the concave one.
Yeah.
And it's huge. And dude, I think that the price on that thing was like $24,000.
Fuck that.
It was like a fucking 80-inch like concave TV.
Here's the thing: if you got like normal cable service or whatever, what are you gonna watch in 4K? You're not gonna watch it on
nothing.
You're not gonna watch it through your cable. You're not gonna watch it through your Blu-ray. You might watch a couple titles through Netflix in 4K. Nothing fucking displays in 4K because it takes 4 times the amount of hardware and space. So fuck 4K.
Fuck it right in its ear pussy.
Yeah.
You trying to drink that beer with the lid on it?
I almost did. I seen
that. You're so rattled you almost drink a fucking unopened beer.
It was open, so I would have drank the cap and died. But fuck it, I don't want to live anymore. 4K ruined my life.
It's funny you say that. My dad actually knew a guy that swallowed a wine cork and died.
Sweet.
That's survival of the fittest.
Yeah, Darwinism at work. Let me adjust this real quick. It's drooping.
Our microphone's sagging a little bit.
Yeah, it's a little heavier than our stand's made for. Whatever.
We want to do Vault's Game of the Week.
Vault's Game of the Week. What is it this week?
Vault's Game of the Week is a game coming at us for the Atari 2600, which is our topic of discussion for the evening. Demon Attack.
Oh, yeah, I like this one.
Demon Attack is a great game.
Yeah.
It's, it plays similar to, like, Galaga and Galaxian and Space Invaders. Like, the enemies work their way down the screen eventually.
But it wasn't like a huge number of them. It was just a couple big ones, wasn't it?
Yeah, there's like 3 or 4 at the beginning. And as you progress, it'll be like 2 big ones or 4 little ones, I think. I haven't gotten just... I can hang for about 10, 15 minutes and then it gets so fucking hard. I can't do it anymore. Demon Attack, though, is a great game. It was kind of funny because I went in to get the Vault Game of the Week earlier. David, our good buddy David down at Vault, was almost wanting to give us Pac-Man for Atari. And I was just like, do you honestly want to give me what is cited as one of the worst games in history?
Yeah.
And he was like, you got a real good point. I'm like, yeah, pick something good like, I don't know, fucking Demon Attack.
Yeah.
But
Pac-Man for 2600, I think, kind of helped do Atari in at that point in time, didn't it?
Yeah, we'll get to that because it's on there. But yeah, if y'all are relevant to North Alabama or wherever you're at, you can get in touch with them down at Vault. If they don't have a game you want, they can get it for you.
Yeah.
They may have it, though. They got a pretty kick-ass selection. They got a lot of good stuff in the past couple days. I was eyeballing earlier.
Yeah, they always got some new stuff coming in.
They got a Mega Man 2 and a Contra for NES that come in. I want that Contra really bad.
They're on Facebook. Go give them a like. You know, if you want to know they got something, they'll answer your questions there. You can find their phone number on there.
All you listeners that's coming out to Good Old Game Fest, Brandon, the Good Old Gamers are throwing down Civic Center. Vault's going to actually have a vendor table.
Yeah.
Set up down there. I think they're going to be selling some consoles and some games.
Yeah, come check them out.
Yeah, definitely. Come check us out.
Yeah. I'll be wearing my top pants.
Mm-hmm. Come check Brandon's little bulge out.
I'll be smuggling some plums.
By plums.
David Bowie style.
I just imagine you showing up dressed up like him from fucking, is it Legend?
No,
the Dark Crystal. No, not Dark Crystal. Labyrinth.
Labyrinth.
Fuck, I went through every like fantasy movie from being a kid. You don't have another segment until after.
No, I do not.
Right? Okay, cool.
It's time for our topic.
We...
I have very little on this topic because I was not an Atari kid.
It's probably going to be a speedy episode for y'all tonight.
But last week was pretty long, so...
Last week was actually the longest before editing.
I do want to apologize for last week. I was a little drunk on that one, and I don't think
Do you think these people honestly give a fuck about you? You tell them to go fuck themselves the very first thing at the beginning of every episode.
But I feel like I didn't do the Rage Rant justice. I don't think when I went back and listened to it, I was like, man, I kind of made a shitty argument for this stuff. And... I was on top of my game.
BlizzKid's gonna rage rant your ass.
Yeah, fuck you, BlizzKid.
He's probably out there like, what's that new game Blizzard's coming out with? Whatever, it sucks. Whatever.
Yeah.
That kid's probably...
I know the last one is that Heroes of the Storm or whatever, and it sucks. It's a MOBA bullshit.
He's probably beating his dick like it owes him money.
Probably.
Over that game.
Broke his kneecaps.
Yeah. Takes a baseball bat to him. You tell fucking Frankie if I come back again, it's gonna be a bad fucking day. But little Joe Pesci for you. But anyways, we are talking about the Atari 2600 tonight. I didn't have an Atari 2600 as a kid.
Dude, I started off with a Nintendo. Like when I knew video games, I knew Nintendo. And later on, like at a yard sale, I found this Atari 2600, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?" You know, I didn't know there was consoles.
What is this primitive piece of shit with wood grain?
I remember getting it, and the only thing I ever played on that I remember playing was Dig Dug. I liked Dig Dug as a kid, but everything else was like, "This is shit." I think I ended up selling it in the yard sale myself for dirt cheap.
I got one when I was like 12 at a yard sale. I got an Atari 2600 and 5200, and they both were fucking broken and did not work.
Most stuff were like that, I think.
Yeah. Well, I knew, I knew people who had, my cousin Dallas, his grandma on his mom's side, she had like a Atari 2600 and like 40. There's that noise again.
Yeah, it is.
It's the interstate, I bet.
Could be.
Anyways.
Fuck the interstate.
Yeah. What a bunch of bullshit. It's just built for landing fighter jets in war. But anyways, back on topic. His grandma had one and a bunch of games, and I used to look forward to going over there because that was like one of the very few places I had access to playing Atari at. My collection now, though, is pretty stupid. I got about up to like 60 Atari games, I think.
Yeah, that signed Berserk.
I do. It's one of my prized
and the signed Pac-Man.
Yeah, which is for Atari 400.
That's right.
Or 800. But, I mean, it's still Atari.
Yeah, he didn't want to disgrace Billy Mitchell with the 2600
You know, I don't know if he would have signed that one or not. He might have just been like,
"This isn't Pac-Man.
Get the fuck out of here. You take this and you get the fuck out of here. Right now."
Have you seen that picture of him like playing a guitar on a mountaintop? Like,
no.
It looks so fucking epic.
I have not seen that.
It's glorious.
I'll have to search that out this evening.
It's like, hey, he has his guitar and he's like pointing at you, all epic, wind blowing his mullet in there.
Nice.
It's so glorious.
Oh my god, Billy Mitchell. That guy's a character.
He is.
He's cool.
Yep.
What I did find out today while I was doing some of my research, I mean, I own a fucking 2600 now, of course, but you know how it's got the difficulty switch on the back that's like A and B?
Yeah.
We've always figured just like B was probably harder than A.
Mm-hmm.
Generally, right? Wrong. Did not know this. A and B actually fucking stands for something.
What does it stand for?
Advanced and beginner.
Oh, shit.
All these years, I've not known that until today. And I was just like, what the fuck? I think I want to go ahead and get this out of the way, too. We're not going to fucking talk about E.T.
Yeah.
And we're not going to talk about Pac-Man anymore. Just because those are common knowledge staples that those fucking helped ruin Atari in the 80s. So I will say this, though. There are a lot fucking worse games for Atari than E.T. I will say. Like, E.T.'s bad, of course, but I mean, E.T.'s just like Pac-Man, too. Those people working on that game, I'm not going to bitch about them. They were given 6 weeks to come up with that shit. You know, the fuck you expect.
And even making art back then was crazy hard. Because they couldn't just draw something and paint and throw it in a game. They had to, like, do the art with code. You know, they had to code
assign each pixel.
Yeah. It's crazy. So, no fucking way in 6 weeks. It's impressive they did what they did with those games.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't fucking done it.
I think what we'll do is we'll go ahead and get the ones everybody... Because we're not going to cover just a shit ton because we got to have material for later on. But
I don't want an extremely long episode either. So
let's get the mainstays out of the way, and then I got a few like more uncommon ones and some naughty ones. Naughty.
I like the naughty ones.
The favorite game, my 2 favorite games for Atari 2600 though, Kaboom and Crackpots.
I haven't played Crackpots.
Well, Kaboom, as you know, well, I mean, you do. The listener might not. Kaboom, you control 3 little like troughs of water, and a dude drops bombs, and he just moves left to right and drops them off a building. You just move these 3 little stacked troughs back and forth and catch bombs. The more bombs you catch, the faster you get. It gets fucking ridiculous. So good, though. So much fucking fun. It's wonderful. Crackpots plays a lot like Kaboom, but you are a dude standing on top of a building and you got flower pots in like 8 different rows. I think it's 8. Spiders come and start climbing up the building, going to these holes, and you have to push the flower pots off and hit the spiders. And the further you go, the spiders move in different patterns and different speeds. But it's fucking great. Really, really fun.
A game I liked a lot was Yard's Revenge.
Yard's Revenge is a classic, man.
Yeah, and I never knew this, but it came with a comic, like that explained the game.
Really?
Yeah, it was about like this, fly insect alien that was like, oh look, they're smashing flies on Earth. So and then from there, you take control of this little fly character, and like the whole game, from what I recall, was you had like one giant boss on the screen who's always shooting at you. He had a shield. You had to take out the shield. And once you took out the shield, he called in like this big laser beam bomb type thing to take it out.
Yeah.
And while you were doing all that shit, you had to dodge shots from the boss. And
there's a safety zone.
Yeah, in the middle of the screen was just like garbage. Like
looks like a rainbow got cut up in a fucking lawnmower.
Yeah. Like, I literally thought it was a bug the first time I saw it. Like,
yeah, it's fucking.
It's literally garbage.
Garble.
Yeah, Yard's Revenge was fucking awesome. I really enjoyed that one.
Missile Command for 2600.
Never played that one.
One of my favorite ports. It's really good. Very responsive for what it is. Berserk is a really good port on 2600. We've talked a little bit about Berserk before. Play a guy that's in a room with a bunch of robots. Kill the robots and outrun the little smiley face of death that appears.
Dick.
Yep. Good luck trying to kill that fucking thing.
Yeah.
It can be done, I think. But
really?
I think certain levels, I think.
Okay.
We might have to ask Joel about that one.
Yeah.
When we do that interview.
You need to get on that.
I know. We slacking. Well, I did in defense for me, I did message him, and he has been really busy because he's had a
always
bunch
on
of
the
the
road.
conventions and all that shit. They just did something up north where they, where Twin Galaxies used to be. They put a plaque up and actually put a fucking golden bust statue of Walter Day up.
Oh, that's amazing. I thought he was about to say Billy Moose with Walter. I like that Walter guy.
Yeah. Yeah, Walter's the big thing over that because he started it.
Yeah, just everyone knows Billy, and none of people know Walter.
Yeah, they just see Walter as like a henchman of Billy, and I don't think it's like that at all.
No, it's not.
Donkey Kong is a pretty fucking terrible
Yeah.
Atari port, but it's playable and it's fun. I've enjoyed it a few times. Donkey Kong and Donkey Kong Jr.
Yeah, it's one of them things I saw that, like, if your mom wouldn't bring you to the arcade, it would, like, satisfy you
It
for the
would
night.
do for then, yeah.
Yeah, I'd compare it, instead of having sex, it's beating your meat, you know. It gets the job done.
Yeah. Oh, it's so lonely, but it'll do. Mario Bros. Is an Atari 2600 port that not a lot of people know exists.
I did not know.
And
how was it?
It's good. It's right there on that shelf behind your head, actually, on that top one.
Huh.
It's,
That's crazy.
You know the Mario arcade game, right?
Yeah. The Versus?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, not Super Mario Versus, like, well, maybe. You know in Super Mario 3, where if you play two players, you both start out on the start block, and you play the game?
Yeah, and you try to kill each other?
That's originally Mario Brothers Arcade.
Okay.
That's what that is. The turtles and the flies and all that other shit comes out the pipes at the top of the screen.
That's actually pretty fucking awesome.
It's not bad. It's a pretty decent port, too.
I used to love playing that.
I've got it on NES as well. I picked up a copy. I'll show it. It's called Classic Mario Brothers.
Huh.
It's weird. That's actually a really good 2600 port, though. It's fun to play.
Sweet. I'll have to check that out sometime.
Well, we might hook the Atari up later and give her a run. What else you got?
Is this cliche, but Joust.
Joust is
It's
good.
a good port.
Yeah. I love Joust about any way you want to give it to me.
There's nothing like flying around on the fucking ostrich thing.
De-evolving it back into a fucking floating chicken egg.
Yeah.
So weird.
But so awesome.
It is. Hero is a really good game
What's
for
that one
Atari
about?
2600. It's like kind of like an early platformer. You play a guy that's got like a jet suit that was pretty much one helicopter propeller on a suit, and you have bombs, and you have to lower yourself down in caves and save people and bring them out. It's pretty fun. It's one of my favorite Atari 2600 games. Barnstorming's really good. You ever played it?
No.
You fly an airplane through barns and up over a windmill and down through barns, and that's it. You just dodge obstacles and fly, but it's pretty fun. It's repetitive as shit, but
A lot of these games were.
oh yeah, I mean, they're like something that would be on. The Atari game is the equivalent of like a Tiger game now,
Yeah.
pretty much.
But it's just something I heard that they might be doing on the VGS is putting Tiger games on there. Like in super, like high definition LED type thing. Like really neon and cool looking.
Oh, that'd be badass.
It would be badass.
That would be fucking gnarly.
One I played, and I would love to play this with a bunch of other people, is Warlord. You play that?
Warlord's fucking great.
Warlord is a up to 4-player game, or you can just play against the NPC AI.
Yeah.
You control a little shield, and you basically are guarding like a stack of bricks or whatever in your corner, and you are
Use the paddle.
you use the paddle.
Controllers.
Yeah, and the goal is like bounce bullets into your enemy's bricks and destroy all their stuff. Just ruin their shit. It was fucking awesome. It was really fucking frantic. Looked like with people it'd be fun as shit.
Yeah, I have Warlord. Dude, if I had an extra set of paddles, man, we need to get some people together and get down on that
Oh
one.
yeah.
Might have to throw that on at good old Game Fest or something.
That'd be sweet.
That might be kind of cool. And we were talking about Kaboom earlier. Kaboom's a paddle game as well. I wanted to point that out. Pitfall.
Yeah.
Cliche as fuck, but I mean,
you can't leave that out.
no, like fundamental. Pitfall 2 too, The Lost
Yeah.
Caverns. It's a good port.
That's one of the first, adventure type games, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Really laid the foundation for later shit.
One game that I have, but I've got 2 copies of it actually. I have a loose one, and Mark down at Vault gave me a boxed one that's got all the inserts, and it uses the number pad. A game called Star Raiders. It's like a spaceship simulation. Like, you pretty much fly point A to point B.
Huh.
And govern a ship. You shoot shit, of course, but I don't know how to explain it because I've only played it like once or twice. I've never actually played it with the number pad. And I'm pretty sure that the number pad's fundamental. So, a lot of the reason I thought it sucked early on, I think, was because I was doing it wrong. So, that's my bad.
We've all been there.
Yeah.
You're talking about spaceships. Probably the best looking Atari 2600 game I've seen was Solaris.
Solaris is...
It was fucking awesome.
Solaris's graphics are fucking amazing for the time.
Yeah.
They did that shit right.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't remember seeing anything on the NES that beat the way that looked, to be honest.
No, there isn't much.
Solaris is like a pseudo 3D spaceship shooter. Like you're flying forwards in space in like a 3D type environment.
On Atari 2600.
Yeah. And it took like some special chipsets in the cartridge to make that happen. Which is cool. Like, you don't ever see that with DVDs and shit,
Yeah.
An Xbox game is an Xbox game is an Xbox game. On these cartridge games, you got
You don't
Solaris,
have that Super
Star
FX
Fox,
chip and none of that shit.
All the Capcom chips and stuff. Really fucking cool, even beyond the cool looking graphics. Just fun little 3D shooter. I couldn't find anything wrong in that game.
No. I need to actually get a copy of it. I had it at one point, but I did some wheeling and dealing and got rid of it.
Sad times.
Yeah. Atari was known for... They had a lot of movie port games.
Yeah, they did.
Back in the day.
Most of them suck.
Yeah, for the most part. Alien... Everybody, I mean, if you know me, Alien, and Aliens, actually, that's one of my favorite franchises of all time. The Alien game for Atari 2600, though, not so much. It's a really fucking bad Pac-Man.
No.
It plays better than fucking Pac-Man does on Atari, put it that way. You have aliens chasing you instead of ghosts, and you just run around. But the cool thing is you can pick up the flamethrower. And if the aliens get right on you, you can flick back and just click the button and the flame will send them running away instead of eating a power pellet.
Okay.
I mean, it's not terrible, but I mean, it's a fucking Pac-Man clone. That plays better than Pac-Man, mind you.
That's not saying a whole lot.
Yeah,
I
it's
gotta
not.
readjust this one more time. Maybe... I need to get a better microphone clip because that thing's just deterred.
Deterred.
Yep.
There was also a couple more. I don't own these, but I have played them, and I want them because they're rare and worth money. Wizard Video, though, who actually put out a Betamax of Texas Chainsaw that I recently sold, has ports of Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Halloween on Atari 2600.
Huh.
Halloween...
How dreadful was these?
Oh, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, dude, is a fucking turd. You play as Leatherface, and you walk left to right, and you dodge cow skulls, wheelchairs, and fences. Like fence posts, and carve up women with a chainsaw. Just, you need to hear the fucking death music. It's like...
I can fucking picture it.
Fucking terrible. It sucks shit. You just move back and forth and chainsaw women up, and that's it. Halloween, you play as a babysitter, and it's kind of cool because the house has different floors, and certain floors won't have power, and you have to run through this house and save kids, and it'll start playing the Halloween theme, Atari style, and Michael Myers will just come out and chase you across the level.
Huh.
It's kind of like Clock Tower. Plays a little bit. Did you ever play the Clock Tower games?
Not.
kind of plays a little bit like that. Like, pretty much, there's not shit you can do, so, run away.
Okay.
You know, like...
I like that, though.
Yeah, I do too. Like, Alien Isolation, you know, that was one of my favorite things. Like, you actually get fucking nerve-wracked when you gotta try to hide and fucking outwit something that wants to rip you to pieces.
Man, I'm glad we got this custom-made shock mount. It saved a lot of bumps.
Yeah, I just bumped the shit out of the table and you'd never notice it. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I just kicked it again, in case you're wondering why there was a brief pause.
Man, I don't have much else besides this cliche shit. Dig Dug, which I mentioned, fucking awesome. I think everyone knows what Dig Dug is, but you fucking dig around and like taser these weird looking animal things.
Yeah, you fill them up with air and make them pop.
Is that what it is?
I guess so.
It looked like he was tasing them.
I think he throws like an inflation tube in their butthole and just like inflates them and makes them fucking pop.
That's brutal as shit.
I mean, life is brutal.
The Galaxian port was good.
Galaxian's fucking great.
Most people are familiar with the Galaga. If you know Galaga, you know Galaxian. There's not a whole lot of difference. I prefer Galaga over Galaxian, but...
Mega Mania is a good shooter for Atari. It plays a lot like Space Invaders, but the enemies change, and they come in constant lines that just move down. So you can kill 3 if they move back and forth, left and right. You can kill 3 of them and get to where those 3 were and just move left and right with it, and they'll slowly go down to the bottom of the screen and pass you. So you can actually work your way through the madness. Cosmic Arc is a fun shooter.
What's that?
You play as a stationary UFO that just floats, and enemies come at you from downwards, upward, or they come at you downwards, upwards, left, and right. All 4 ways, and you just point the joystick in the direction you need to shoot and click the shoot button. So you shoot all the way around the ship. Very simple, but it's fun. And when you do that, you fly the ship up, and it goes to like a little side level that's kind of like Defender, and you pick people up with your fucking tractor beam.
Huh.
It's kind of cool. I got it. We could try it out.
Combat.
Combat's
Everyone
badass.
knows Combat, but it's like a tank and plane game. One of the earlier like cool multiplayer games, I would say.
Yeah. Combat, I think, was a pack-in with some Ataris.
Yeah,
I think
believe so.
Combat's good, though.
There's this like overhead view. I only ever really played the tanks. It's players control a tank and you try and kill each other. Pretty simple, fun.
As I said earlier, the Atari 2600 had a bit of a dark side to it. There was a company that was out around time called Mystique that published unlicensed games for the Atari 2600. They were later bought out and changed to Play Around, or the name was. But anyways,
I like to play around.
I got a few games for us that we could close the topic out with, I think, because this will leave a lasting impression on you. First one's a game called Custer's Revenge.
I know this one.
Long story short, you play Custard, and you have to navigate him left to right across arrows being shot at you to get to the young Indian lady that is tied to a pole at the other end. So, essentially, Custard can rape her.
Yep.
I've got balls of steel.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
Custard.
she didn't want him, Custard. He had it coming. Son of a bitch. But literally, that's...
It gave her a custard feeling.
It has... Ooh. Ugh. It has Atari 2600 nudity. If you can... All these games do. If you can picture what that's like.
3 to 5 pixels of damnation.
Yeah.
That would be our own doing.
They needed E-Prayer in 1978.
Oh, yeah. We're going to get to that.
Oh, yeah. I forgot nobody else knows what we're talking about. Fuck. Anyways,
foreshadowing.
Foreshadowing. There was another one called Beat 'em and Hate 'em.
God.
Where you play as two naked women on the ground. You control them left and right, and you catch the drippings of a man beating it on the roof. Pretty much, dude spooging off the roof, and you control these two chicks, and you garble it up. And even in the instruction manual, it says that you better not spill a drop, because that could have been a future doctor or lawyer. I swear to God, it says that in the manual. Oh, you motherfuckers. There was another one called A Knot on the Town, and it's spelled like knot as in K-N, like a fucking knot.
Okay.
And you play as a knot that looks like he's wearing a wizard hat, and he has a big appendage that gets in his way. And what you do is you pick up bricks and build a bridge to this naked Atari princess that's at the top of the castle so you can fuck her, pretty much. You build a bridge and dodge these alligators. If the alligators catch you, they eat your dick.
Oh, no.
And then this little monster runs across and like bites you on the ankles or some shit and kills you. You have to jump it. But you just take one brick at a time and build a bridge across this fucking water so you can fuck the princess.
Ain't nothing like getting attacked by a gator with a raging heart on.
Yeah. Has that happened to you personally?
I don't want to get into details, man. I was young and dumb and, you know.
Do the death roll, Brandon. There's another game called Cat House Blues, which I'm pretty sure was a hack of another game, but this game you pretty much go door to door and knock it. If you go to the wrong door, they call the police on you.
Huh.
And the police chase you and put you in jail. But you pretty much go door to door and go in and service women. And that's how you get your points.
Deuce Bigelow, the video game.
Yep, pretty much.
Gotta cure that hysteria.
I think we'll leave that there for tonight, though, on the Atari 2600, because that's gonna be something we come back to later on.
There's a lot
hundreds.
of games.
Yeah, there's a lot, and we're, like I said, we're on a shorter time limit tonight, so we wanted to be like a thief in the night, very brief with you, coming and gone.
You know, I think it's about time for some calls, don't you?
Yeah, let's see what we got.
If you want to give us a call, we got a little something for you.
Do the jingle.
Whoops, wrong one.
Oh, Snake! Snake!
682-777 good. Dial the number, you know you should. Leave us a message, and know it gives us one. Fire! 682-777 good. Yeah!
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah.
That number is 682-777 good. Give us a call, people.
We got a few tonight.
Yeah. Let's get Zangief out of the way.
Yeah, that lovable big Russian that likes wrestling bears.
As some of y'all know, or everyone that listens knows, Blanca and Zangief's been having a bit of a
quarrel.
Yeah, a kind of a rivalry building here on the show. I'm going to play last week's Blanca call to give you some reference.
Zangief, it is Blanca. How do you plan to marry your fuck bear boss? In holy matrimony with Lord Putin has been gay marriage. Come to Brazil. Everything is legal.
Everything's legal in Brazil.
I think he's kind of coming on to Zangief.
I think it sounds like it.
Blanca, if I have told you one time, I have told you 100 times. A rematch does not mean trial by fuck. I will not fuck you. I do not care how many times you call me. It's not going to happen. Look, one time it may have happened, and it was the best day of your life. But for me, it was another mistake. Okay? You understand?
Okay. They went from rivalry to weird.
Do you think that, like, never mind. I'm not going to instigate.
Instigate, man.
I don't know. Do you just think if Blanca goes to, release his energy, he electrocutes the fuck of whoever?
Maybe.
Do you think when he gets off, he just fries whoever he's fucking? By inadvertent accident,
I wonder if that's how Zangief got his very unique pattern of chest hair.
Is prominently orange.
Yeah.
I just thought...
And it's the pattern of it,
I just figured he liked carrots or some shit.
Could be.
He's feral, what can you expect?
I got a question for Zangief. John asked me, I know you can crush Skull with thighs like Sparrow's egg, but Chun-Li's thighs seem far more impressive. Can you out-Skull crush her? Also, would you tap that ass?
I like to answer a question like this from time to time because it gives insight into Zangief's true personality. Chun-Li's thighs are very impressive, but my thighs are more impressive because I am a man. In addition, no, I would not tap Chun-Li in the anus because my only love is Mother of Russia from the 2013 film Kick-Ass 2. Thank you for your question. I do believe I have already killed you once, John, but I will check again. Thank you.
Thank you, Zangief. And thank you, John, for the question.
Always a pleasure. Oh, God.
What have we gotten ourselves into?
What a strange evening indeed.
Quite so. We got another call from Randall Stevenson.
Oh, God.
Which we had mentioned, foreshadowed earlier.
Yep, he gave us another one.
This is Randall Stevenson from Sarasota, Florida. I want to call and have y'all weigh in on an idea I have for our current online gaming community. I think we should implement a form of digital prayer, or e-prayer, if you will, for our games to stifle some of the evil little creatures we have playing against us. I was playing a game of Modern Warfare 2 the other day.
That's your first problem, buddy.
I had a young man by the name of NoScope 420 approach me and proceed to tell me that my deceased mother's vagina was crooked, and it was like fucking a corkscrew. Excuse me for the language.
Been there.
I think maybe if we implemented something like the things I see on Facebook, like the picture I seen the other day, it was 1 like equal 1 prayer, but 1 share equaled 100 prayers. And I liked that. I liked it so much that I liked that share. And now I'm 101 times blessed. I feel so joyed. But I was just curious if y'all think this is something that should be addressed. It could possibly help the next generation not be raised to be a bunch of commie scum.
Commie scum? I was unaware that playing current gen games made you a communist.
Apparently so.
Fuck. Buzz him. Buzz the fuck out. Boo, you motherfucker. Did we technically just boo America?
No.
Good.
We booed E-Prayer.
E-Prayer.
I feel so blessed.
How in the fuck would that even work?
101 times blessed.
I'm so joyed. So full of joy.
Call us again, Randall. I like it.
Yeah. Randall,
I'm up for this idea. Let's do it, Randall. Let's figure it out.
Let's meet at the flagpole on Halo.
We'll make it an achievement in Xbox. Prayer achievement. God achievements.
You unlock a God mode if you
pray for somebody, you get gamer points.
That is how you bring religion back.
Yeah.
You gotta shitter this shit this week.
I do. I guess we should have hit that before the calls, but what the fuck ever.
It don't matter. We'll end tonight with some of your foulness.
Tonight's Shit of the Shit. Shit of the Shit is a segment where I just bring y'all a game. It doesn't necessarily have to be retro. And I'll let you know if it's shit or the shit. Very binary. There's no maybe, sort of. It's just good or it sucks. Don't get it or get it. Tonight's Shit of the Shit, as y'all know, I've been covering some digital card games. Tonight's one that I like pretty good as far as the physical card game is Magic the Gathering Duels. Not to be confused with Magic the Gathering Online, Magic the Gathering Duels of the Planeswalkers, any other myriad of Magic the Gathering games. This is called Magic Duels. I'll throw in the Gathering. It's Magic Duels is the name of the game. It's a free-to-play game to compete with other free-to-play digital card games out there. Let's see. The high points of this game versus the other games, first and foremost, is the actual game Magic the Gathering. It's like the card game. Nothing else has it beat in terms of strategy, complexity, the fun you can have with it. It's number one still after all these years. The UI, the user interface of it, the little story campaign you can go through by yourself, the sound, the music, the effects, even has a voice tutorial. All that is fucking the best. Like it, bar none, the best out of all these. Very sleek and polished. However, there are some problems with it. It's got a very limited card pool in the game. They don't have like the entire collection of Magic cards that's out there, which would be a fuck ton.
Yeah.
That's precisely how many Magic cards are out there. There's precisely 2 fuck tons. That's a scientific term for it.
That's a fuck ton, man.
Yeah. It's roughly 6 shitloads.
6 shitloads equal 1 fuck ton.
Yeah.
There's your conversion chart.
About 25 metric handfuls make 1 shit ton.
Yep.
In this game, you can get the only way I found to get cards was to get 6 card booster packs, which in normal Magic the Gathering booster pack is 15 cards. Sometimes you get an extra 1 or 2, and they run you about $350 depending on where you go, $3 to $350. These 6 card booster packs run you $1 to $2, which it depends on how you buy them. If you buy them in bulk, you get them cheaper.
Yeah.
So if you buy them at the $1 price, I guess it's not too bad. For the same price as a regular booster pack, you get 12 to 18 cards here. You can earn booster packs by earning this currency the game uses called gold coins. As you play through the single player campaign, you earn them kind of quickly to start off, and then it slows down. From what I know, playing it online, we earn any more. I didn't get a chance to play online games. I never built enough of a collection to feel comfortable playing online against people, because I don't like playing shitty decks.
Somebody that's been on there and has virtually every fucking card available.
Yeah. One thing that does really suck is there's no way to skip the tutorial of the game. Like, I've been playing Magic forever. I know Magic inside and out. I don't need a fucking tutorial.
Yeah.
I still had to go through the long-ass tutorial, which is pretty much one campaign of the game. So that much kind of sucked. I would prefer there to be a skip tutorial button and be able to get the rewards and to start playing the game in full. You do start off with it's called a starter collection, which is a bunch of random cards.
Yeah.
So you kind of get a leg up there. When you complete your first story campaign, you get 150 coins, which is enough for 1 booster pack. But throughout the campaign, you get these things called skill quests that pop up in the middle of the game. Basically, anytime you're going to encounter a new mechanic, it pops up a skill quest. These skill quests teaches you the mechanics like, hey, use haste to beat your opponent real quick. And it happens seamlessly. You'll be playing like against the computer in the campaign, and all of a sudden all the cards on the table levitate off the table, and you start your skill quest. A whole other game levitates back onto the table, and then you play that out, and then they levitate off the table, and your old game levitates back on. Pretty fucking cool the way they did that. If you complete a story campaign, you do get 3 booster packs on top of the 150 coins, so I guess you technically get 4 booster packs.
Nice.
So that much is kind of cool. It does have an actual story you can follow, not just like random NPCs talking shit to each other like in most of these digital card games. It's based off the Theros expansion, which is somewhat new in Magic. Very Greek mythology based.
Nice.
The biggest complaints with this game, there's no chat. It's got a shitty deck builder. There's no good way to sort through your cards. And there's not that many cards, which I'm kind of cool with not that many cards. With this type of game, I don't want the entire collection of Magic the Gathering out there because don't really need it. I'm not big into the big competitive stuff anymore, so I'm cool with having a limited card pool and more casual play. I really had a hard time judging this game as shit or the shit because it's kind of somewhere in the middle. It's really great in some ways, but in other ways it kind of sucks.
So it's kind of like it's shit, but it's shit you like.
It's some shit. I want to call it the shit. It's getting better with time. Its flaws aren't that massive. I think the most massive flaw there is no chat. So if you're playing two-headed giant with somebody, which is another cool point, you can play two-headed giant in this game. You can't talk to your teammate unless you know them on Steam or something. You can chat with them outside of the game.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say Magic the Gathering Duels is the shit. It's got some problems with it. The way you earn free cards, they're not as near as generous as Soulforge was with their cards, but you can still earn cards, and there's not that huge of a collection of cards out there for you to have to earn.
Yeah.
So Magic the Gathering Duels are the shit. If you like Magic the Gathering, or if you like card games in general, check it out. It's free. You got nothing to lose but some time. So it's the shit.
Nice. I might have to actually check that out because I've been kind of wanting to get back into Magic a little bit. Dude, they got a Pokemon set at Walmart. I was eyeballing, and I was like, man, I thought about just buying it to play, just in downtime. Dude, it's so much fucking different.
Oh, and the EX cards now?
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
I don't know shit about none of that stuff. I'm just like, give me a normal fucking... I wish I wouldn't have sold all my old cards now because we could just sit around and fucking play. I really wish I wouldn't, but oh well.
You know, I was, after talking to my stepson, I realized I think one of the reasons why they started these stupid overpowered EX cards. And I bought him Pokemon cards, and I still do on occasion because it's a good way. It's introduced him to Magic, basically. It's a good way to start learning card games. And apparently a popular way to play at schools with the kids is they don't play Pokemon, the card game, like the right way. They basically pick their best Pokemon and then have a pissing contest with it. They just decide who goes first and then just attack each other with the highest attack.
That takes all the fucking strategy out of it.
Yeah, it's who has the best, most expensive card, which is what these EX cards are all about.
That's shady, man, because back when me and you played, like, I've seen you have a deck that didn't have near... Because, you know, everybody went... When we collected, everybody's like Charizard, Blastoise...
Yeah.
Charizard and Blastoise, and I guess Venusaur were like the hardest to fucking find holographs, the top three.
And Charizard being number one.
Which, I mean, I do recall you having a deck that had like, that one deck you had what, fucking 4 Charizards in it?
I did eventually land 4 Charizards.
The Armageddon deck. I still got the recipe for that and the Pokemon Review Missile #1 that never made it to press. Our first endeavor into
I remember making fun decks back then that were competitive. Like, you didn't have to have all this overpowered horse shit.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at initially, is like you would have some basic ass shit in your deck and you could walk over these people that...
I remember making one about the Executor, he's the pineapple looking Pokemon.
Yeah.
And every time you put an energy on them and attack, like, you could flip a coin for every energy on them. So I made a deck all about, like, stacking them up with energy and just flipping like 1,000,000 fucking coins. It was fun, but, you know, it worked.
Pissing kids off at badge day at Books A Million. Oh, those are the golden days.
Yeah, those days are gone. Even the Magic's introduced Planeswalkers, which is, like, the EX cards in Pokemon. Like, they're must-have cards that go for a shitload, because they're hard to find, and it's just kind of ruined it. I miss old school Magic where, you know, a 2/2 for 1 mana was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
So, anyways, that is what it is.
Everything changes.
Yep. Gotta get them booster cells up.
Yep. Well, I guess we're at the end of our episode this week. We got Good Old Game Fest coming up.
September 26th, Coleman Civic Center.
Y'all be there. We're going to have some arcades, console sections, vendor tables.
$10 entry. Tournaments have varied prices, but most of them $5 to $10, I think.
Yeah, I think $10 probably the max.
All paid tournaments are going to have prizes of some sort. We're actually looking to get some trophies done. As well as some like prize money, gift cards, that type of thing.
Yeah, I think about giving away. We're going to give away a Retron for a Mario speedrun tournament, so you got a chance to win you some swag.
I
like
think
that.
I'm going to grab a set of the first generation Pokemon gym badges as the prize for the Pokemon tournament.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool. That makes me kind of want to compete myself, but I can't do that.
So yeah, come on down and check us out. We might have a couple of impromptu tournaments, like we were talking about GoldenEye.
I've had some interest in like Mortal Kombat 2 and shit.
If we do,
we'll see
what the turnout is for that. We'll probably have a sign-up sheet there, and there might be some kind of a prize. Nothing guaranteed.
Now, a couple weeks, we're going to go ahead and drop the major tournaments. We're going to do pre-register.
Yeah.
For like Smash Brothers, Pokemon, all that.
Yeah, Pokemon definitely. If you want a custom team in Pokemon, you have to pre-register because I can't make these custom teams on tournament day. It takes too much time.
Yeah. If you don't have something ready by tournament day, you're just not going to be able to compete.
Well, on Pokemon, I'm going to have pre-made teams. So you can be like, hey, I want team A. I want team C. And they're going to be good teams. They're not going to be the shit I randomly make up. They're good competitive teams. But I'm not going to release those teams until then, so people don't make decks just to counter those teams.
Yeah.
Or not make decks, make teams.
Team rosters to counteract.
Yeah, no metagame sniping type thing. So, pre-register if you want your custom team Pokemon or not. There are going to be some good teams you can choose from. The other tournaments pre-register, and are we just going to pre-register, and then if there's room on site, then you can
we're going to have a cap for each tournament and do pre-register, and if, for example, the cap's 20 and we only have 15 people pre-register,
then for open sign up,
there'll be 5 spots on site for open sign up, and if somebody don't show up.
Yeah.
So we're planning all of it, but it is coming. You can check us out, as always, goodoldgamers.com.
Yep.
We're on YouTube now.
Yeah, I've been converting the podcast over to video, which all you will see is Catfish's face for an hour to 2 hours. Eventually,
you'll see it in your sleep if you stare at it long enough.
We'll eventually get a camera and do some live. Not necessarily live, but I would like to do live at some point. But we'll do video podcasts as well.
That's coming.
But check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/goodoldgamerspodcast. You'll see more of our Game Fest updates there.
Yeah.
We can get on a lot more detail on that.
You can look up on Facebook too, Good Old Game Fest 15.
The event.
The event is on Facebook. You can look that up. All the updated news also go there first as well.
Yeah.
You can find us on Twitch.
Twitch.tv/goodoldgamers.
Yeah.
We were going to Twitch tonight, but we got started late. So maybe next week.
Yeah. Steam,
Good Old Gamers Podcast.
Brandon is constantly giving away free games.
Yeah.
So what the fuck is your excuse?
Seriously. I think I'm going to give away a copy of Ubermosh soon. As soon as I get done with my card game, Shit of the Shits, I'm bringing in Ubermosh. I'm going to have Ubermosh on Good Old Game Fest as an open play at some point.
Nice.
Nice little bullet hell game.
Oh, I love bullet hell.
Yeah, it's amazing. But yeah, check us out on Steam. We're on Twitter. I don't do a whole lot there, but you can follow us at Good Old Gamers. I think that's it. We're on TuneIn now. Give us iTunes reviews, Stitcher reviews.
Get on the fucking website. Listen to the fucking podcast. Fucking reviews.
That's right.
Click fucking shit.
Yeah.
It ain't there for you to look at. Fucking click it.
Yeah, like it and share it.
Finger bang the fuck out of those links.
Get 101 blessings. Like and share.
Like and share. If you like the share, you get 101 ways of joy. Randall, you could probably fucking write Randall if you need to, and he'd send you a pamphlet. He sounds like that kind of guy that has a bunch of fucking pamphlets.
Yeah.
So, but, you know. And, as always, until next week, Brandon, so long.
Game over, man. Game over.
Please don't go. The drones need you. They look up to you.